is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips, and I will spell. Cause they don't just play, but they can rap as well. Liverpool FC.
My idea was to build Liverpool into a bastion of invincibility.
Okay. All right, welcome to another episode of the Anfield South podcast where we discuss nothing but Liverpool, because it just seems like every week we're having to discuss this damn thing called VAR. But anyway, it's me, your boy Slim, back at it as always. And the goons in the building today. We've got Professor Paul. You saying, brother?
Good evening, guys. Good evening. How you doing?
Bajan Bruce.
I'm in the building. What's happening? What's going on, man?
And like you all know, my right-hand man, say it with me, the guy that I can't do without, the pod would not be possible, Engineer Sam.
What's going on? Can I just say, like, this whole matching outfit thing, it wasn't deliberate. Like, but when you got the telepathy going on, it happens, isn't it?
Yeah, just telepathy. Anyway, look, let's get down to it. So obviously, Liverpool played the 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. The fixture that Jurgen Klopp is not happy about after playing on a Wednesday evening, which I kind of make him right. I think, you know, to play on a Wednesday and then play the early kickoff is a bit of a liberty. Played Brighton away. Final score was 1-1. And we'll get into the performance, but what I want to start off with is another injury. James Milner, Mr. Utility Man, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Experience, the guy you need in the change room is down with what looked like a hamstring injury. I mean, Paul, man, like, when are we going to catch a break with these injuries, man?
I said it before. Like, I don't know if it's some sort of, we used all our sort of psychic energy, juju, luck, what do you call it, to get this 19th title, and just exhaling is just left us vulnerable for some bad luck. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all done.
That's what it's like, isn't it, Paul? We just went,
yeah.
And then it just went.
And then the best defender in the world's gone for the season. The heir to the throne is gone for the season. You got players like Keita who looked like he was actually finally looking like he might be at least useful all the time, injured. Shaqiri comes from nowhere. I hear he's injured. Ox, same old thing. I think our luck's out. I don't know what to say. I obviously we're playing a lot of games. So we've played a lot of games before. I think it's just our luck's out. We've just got no luck. That's my opinion.
You not think it's a rebound effect of how intense last season was? Because we were so far ahead and we put so much into it. Like, I don't see why others aren't getting the same level of injuries that we have, considering they're all playing 3 games a week. Why is it just us?
Yeah, well,
no, let Bajan Bruce answer that one. Go on.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, to be fair, I said before a little while ago on the pod, yeah, I look at things in the 3 seasons, yeah. So for me, we're going into our 3rd season of the real competitive side of things, isn't it? And right now, you got to remember, this team played Champs League, Super Cup, World Club Cup. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on last season, and they performed at the highest level in all of them, if you get what I'm saying. And now it's kind of coming back now to kind of haunt us. Because now, remember I said, because what it is, we went 97 points when we lost out. Then we went 99. Now we're in that 3rd one. So what we've done is we've actually progressively got better. With City, they had 100. They had 98. I mean, I can't remember what they finished on, but it was a lot less than what they finished on there. I don't think ours will be that bad. I don't think our decline will be that bad. But the way things are at the minute, it's just so many games. Our team has played so much. We need to actually now look at. I've been saying for ages we needed to reinforce. We got Jota in.
So wait. So what you're saying is, Lee, you're basically saying it's an inevitable drop off after
100%.
And that's basically what you're saying as well, Sam. Is that maybe it is. Maybe it is. Hence why Jurgen Klopp in such a condensed season is asking for things like Wednesday, 12:30 Saturday to not happen, because he knows obviously we went hard for last season and we've not had the break. The players haven't had the break, and it's not even just the break as well. It's the preparation for what's coming next. The pre-season is all important. They haven't had that build-up. So hence why they're breaking down. So Jurgen Klopp is right in his arguments to talk about the kickoff.
And he's not the first person either, is he, Slim? He's not the first Premier League, Champions League manager.
I think Pep Guardiola's been quite vocal about it as well. And I think judging from his post-match interview, Chris Wilder has been like putting the boot in and he's not with it. He's actually saying Jurgen Klopp's quite selfish, which I don't understand. I think it's quite selfish of Chris Wilder to actually pipe up when his team have only got to play one game a week and have had no European commitments. It's been said before, I think it's been documented before about the help the Premier League gives its English clubs in the European. My God. Hence why we don't get far, things like that, because of the schedule. I mean, we got Christmas around the corner. I mean, bloody hell, like, how are we going to cope with that? With all our injuries, man? Like, damn.
We're probably going to get into a state where we're going to be having players who are on the fringe of the first team are going to be getting injured as well. Because you're asking them to come in and perform at a level that this team's been performing for the last 2 seasons. So you've got more chance of your first teamers actually being able to cope with the kind of thing that's on their body that we're asking them to take, rather than these guys, youngsters as well, and all coming in. It's mad.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. Okay, let's get to the actual game. Like I said, it was 1-1. And where do we start with this game? Go on, Paul, because I know you've got a good intro into how this game went, man. Go on.
Well, it was like a continuation of that. Actually, no, I think we started pretty well, actually. From what I recall, we started quite brightly.
We did start brightly, and Jota had that chance early on.
And then as the game started, I was trying to work out what sort of formation we're playing. Because obviously, Minamino started, and it's only been to go on.
Yeah, because that's what you said there is pertinent. You said you couldn't work out what formation we were playing, and I think that's what caught Brighton out. Hence why the start was so good. Hence why Jota had that chance. And I said it before when we first played the 4-2-3-1 formation. When teams haven't worked out what we're doing, we need to capitalize. And again, so anyway,
is the Jota chance to talk about the one when he passed it to Mo?
Yeah.
He should have kept going, isn't it?
Exactly. I don't see the need to pass.
He should have kept going. I know. I was a bit upset. Maybe that could have been the whole, because you know Salah likes to wave his hand sometimes if he doesn't get the right pass. He might have felt a bit of pressure to play it.
Again, Diogo Jota, you come into a side like Liverpool with the characters that you have, Mo Salah, Mane, Firmino, you've got to be able to hold your own. If you know to carry the ball and shoot is the right option, pick the right option. Don't pass because you feel like, oh, it's Salah. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened, and I don't want that to be the case because you're Diogo Jota, you're in a good vein of form. I'm backing you to finish that.
But the pass looks like he actually was in 2 minds. He didn't really. That wasn't a hard pass for someone of his talent.
Exactly.
He shouldn't even be overhitting it, really.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? But anyway, back to the start. Back to the formation thing. It was only when I went out to get something I went to the shop, so I kept listening on 5 Live. And it turned out they thought that we were playing a 4-3-3 and Minamino was in midfield. Because when we done that substitution, they were like, oh, Minamino seems to have gone to the other side. So he was playing as a number 8. And that's why I noticed a lot of the lads on the WhatsApp were saying, why is he so deep? It's because he was playing in midfield. He wasn't playing. So was that a mistake, really? Because he wasn't really in the game, was he? He was occasionally neat and tidy.
Is that Minamino's position, Sam, though? Is that where he plays?
No. When he was starting to get into form and he looked like he was affecting games, he was actually playing up top. And the few times when I saw him play as a 10, that's where he was getting into pockets and actually threading a few passes through. Playing him in midfield was a complete waste. And I was dissing him on the group saying he was just a waste of time, but he was completely out of position. And he looked lost. We didn't know what to be doing there. If you've not played as an 8 in an R formation before, you can look terrible. You can look absolutely terrible. So I'm going to take it back and say I think that was Klopp's mistake playing him there, because if you're gonna play him up in the starting lineup, let him play in his favourite position and work his way into form and work his way into the team. Don't play him in an alien position and hope that he's going to bring out some magic. It's not going to happen.
Can I just interject there, Sam? So, and alongside that, just talking about Minamino, what I noticed is something I noticed with Keita. I thought that occasionally there's in space and they're not found quick enough, because I'm not sure our team are used to playing with midfielders who like to play football. Do you know what I mean? Looking for little 1-2s, and he always comes alive around the box. That's what Keita does as well. Like, he'll just fire it into someone, and if it's either going to hit his teammate or hit a defender, he's expecting a rebound. And with Minamino in that midfield, again, like, he was out of position, but also I thought he was ignored quite a few times, and that frustrates me because we've always got a set pattern of play. We might go wide. Go on.
Oh, let me explain that. You know why he's ignored? It's almost the same as football. He hasn't won the trust of his teammates yet, and he's been there for what 7-8 months now, and he hasn't won the trust of his teammates. You look how they respond to Jota and how often they give him the ball. He's won their trust already. They know what he can do on the ball, and they know that he fits the team. Minamino hasn't got that presence yet. He hasn't got that physical presence, and he hasn't got that proven predicate of doing well in the team. And so him being in space and not receiving the ball isn't that unusual, because he hasn't found the team yet.
I hope, you know what, you could be, I'm not even talking about your judgment. I hope you're wrong, because I'm hoping it's more to do with I'm hoping it's more to do with a style of play and sort of patterns of play, going wide to Robertson, looking for Salah or Mane, and then playing a 1-2 from there. Because those midfielders, Jones has been a key again in the group, our WhatsApp group, guys. People are saying, "Oh, Jones may be playing within himself, and you know, where's the flair?" Jones is doing a role. Jones is doing exactly what Klopp wants him to do. He's a Liverpool number 8, and if you want Jones to be a superstar one day, he'll have to move clubs or have a new manager, because we've got a one for all sort of mentality. And that's what our midfielders have to, that's what our creative midfielders have to realize. And I think we have to temper what we think of them when judging them, these creative players, when they come to Liverpool, because they're not always going to be allowed to play creatively.
I think you might be right, because I think the system that Klopp employs is a team ethic as opposed to an individual one. I don't think we're set up for an individual to thrive. It's not like we had, like back in the day, you had a Fernando Torres, so everything was set up for Torres to score. I think everything's set up for the team to do specific things in order for the team to get goals, and the goals will come from the people in certain positions if they have the attributes to make the runs and X, Y, and Z. Hence why Jota fits into the front three, because he has the intelligence and the skills to fit into the Mane and Salah role. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah. Look at the model. Anyone could be Salah. Anyone could be Mane in a Klopp team. So I see what you said. I was the one of those bashing Minamino a little bit, because I'm a little bit underwhelmed by him, because I know he's got more to show. But let's move on from that, from the first chance after Diogo Jota. What was the game looking like to you after that first chance had gone past, Lee?
What the Jota chance?
Yeah. After that, what happened? How did you see the game?
Yeah, no, you know what? Then I actually found that what I found a bit scary after that was that Brighton started to get a bit more like the wind up themselves, and then they were playing them balls in behind, and that lad, was it Connolly? Yeah. If he had a bit more about him,
he could have finished it. He could have finished it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Who was it that had the one-on-one, Leroy? The one that had the one-on-one.
It was Connolly.
And he put it back. Yeah, he had the one-on-one. And yeah, I felt that after that they kind of got themselves in a position in the game where they were like, it was going to be a fake case of us going forward and them hitting us on the counter. It's the classic thing. The only way really to kind of get at us is that counter attack, innit? To be honest,
our line was a bit disjointed, wasn't it?
Yeah, go on.
Was our line disjointed, or was there a lack of pressure on the ball again?
Maybe both.
Remember, the last time our line got exposed like that, even to a worse level, was against Villa. And what's the common denominator between yesterday's game and the Villa game?
No Mane.
And who you think our press starts from the front, and you think if between Mane and Firmino are the ones that start the press? You get what I'm saying? And so without Mane, you're missing a lot of your press. So
I feel he leads it personally. Like
There you
it's
go.
Mane actually leads it, and it has a domino effect. That's what happens.
There you go. And without Mane on the pitch, you know what happens? More time on the ball, balls in behind. Because I mean, it was Monday Night Football.
Henderson as well, to be fair. He didn't play against Villa either.
Yeah, he'll break the lines to press, wouldn't he?
There you go. So there you go. There you go.
Came on the second half as well, to be fair.
You could see from when Henderson came on the pitch in the second half how that changed the game and how that changed the way we played. But flipping first half, how would you sum up the first half? Because we went in half time, it was 0-0. And I felt we got out of jail a good few times and Brighton were unlucky not to be ahead.
100%.
Although we had the offside goal as well in the first half, didn't we?
Awful.
That was unlucky.
Yes.
But that's our standard. One again, every game we have a decision go against us. So when he scored, I didn't celebrate because I knew something was coming. It's normal. Like when it's marginal, it's very, very rare that we're gonna get a decision. So,
but let's be honest. Let's be honest. Was it offside? Yes or no?
According to the
See, when it's like that, though, how do you actually? Sorry, guys, but when it's like that, how do you actually call it? It's all these lines. Like for me, if it's that mad, you just gotta allow it. It's just lines.
Lee. The thing is, technically, the rules as they are, it's offside because his eyelash, his breath was thinking that day, and his breath particle was offside. But
it's silly. Come on, Paul. It is.
But let me just finish it off. So where it goes back to when it's really marginal, when it's like a millimeter, it's what Hoddle said back in last season. I think he's one of the first pundits to say that. How do we know that they've got the right millisecond when the guys touched the ball to pass it in the first place? Do you know what I mean? There's no way of telling, because if you're going to use that sort of criteria, we're going to do millimeters, then we should do millimeters with the ball. Show us the ball. Show us that footage of the ball being struck. There's no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing. So
I think they're making something that doesn't need to be that technical mad. Like unless there's a part of your body, like your arm or something that's offside, in the offside position, that's giving you a little bit of leverage over a player, then cool. But that is just like
they should scrap it. They should scrap it, Lee. They should
scrap it, man.
I think we need to go back to the thing of you're offside with any part of your body that you can score with. I think that is it. If I'm going by what I'm saying, then technically Salah was offside because his toe in it was poking out.
Madness.
Offside. It is crazy. Go on.
Remember Mane's one? What game was it? It was Anfield. I think it was this season. He's facing away from the goal, and he's kind of looking at Robertson to give me a pass. And I think it might have gone into him, and then whatever. And then we've crossed it and we scored. And it was called off. It was called offside for earlier in the play for Mane's elbow. Mane's elbow was offside, and he's facing the other way, so he's not even facing the goal, so he can sprint. Yeah. He's getting no advantage at all.
None. Yeah.
That's why I did that. I don't want to spend forever on this because there's but VAR. Again, we said it before. We say it again. It needs looking at. It needs sorting, and I think. Like Sam said, he said he didn't even celebrate and he's just waiting for something. Like I actually celebrated and then it literally just sucked the air out of my body because it's just like, fucking hell, here we go again, man.
Do you know what's funny though, Slim? When they froze it's just from years to watching football, and now we can get. I thought he was offside.
Oh,
to me, it's what's weird. Not when they showed the first replay and they froze it. I went, he's offside. And I was right, just like I don't know, it's like a perception thing nowadays. Yeah, instinct. Yeah, it's mad.
Great swivel and pass from Firmino though. That
lovely
to test it swivel.
Old firm.
Over the top. Firmino back to his I don't want to say back to his, but coming up to his best. You know what I mean,
he done all right. I thought he played well.
No, he did. It's back to his glue-like state. You know what I mean? It was quality, but. Again, weren't meant to be far. And you know what? I don't know how you look, yeah? Listen, sometimes I forget things. You man got to keep me in line, you know, make sure I don't forget things. How could I forget the penalty miss?
Oh, mate.
But let's not even talk about the penalty miss, yeah, in that sense. Let's talk about the challenge for the penalty because, I mean, fuck my life. Nico
Let's not kill him. Let's
bro,
not kill the boy, though. Let's not
I'm
kill
not
him.
going to kill him. I'm not going to kill him, yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong. This guy is trading off of his pace. Like, he needs to stop it. He needs to stop trading off of his pace. He dives into a tackle, not midfield, like halfway between the midfield and the edge of the area, that he has no right to be involved in, and then realizes, shit, I'm out of position. He's in, runs back, he gets there, fair enough, and then makes a rash tackle. Like, what? Come on, man. Like,
you know what that was? Oh, that was like that classic syndrome of making a mistake to cover up your mistake. You know, you used to love that. Lovren used to love that. Love it. And
Moreno.
fucking hell.
Bro.
Young boy has actually gone backwards in the last 6 months, and it's actually quite distressing because we had such high hopes for him, and his confidence has obviously been drained, and now everything seems like it's panicky, and it
does.
It's really shaky and it's uncomfortable. There's no control in what he's doing generally.
It's rushed. It's hurried. It's like.
And you were saying, Slim, that he always looks worried.
He does. His face. In his face, he looks like, oh my fucking gosh, where am I supposed to be?
Yeah.
What did he say to do again? Oh my God, I need to see the iPad again. Help me.
But lads, tell me, how has this happened? Because the situation he's in, he's coming to the squad last season. He's been around. He's seen us be winners. He's had a nice couple League Cup games. What's going? There shouldn't be no. What's going on?
Last season we beat Brighton 3-1 at the Amex, and he got a shitload of abuse on his social media to the point where he deleted it. From that day, I don't know what happened, what was said, but he seems to have like just properly become withdrawn in himself, and he stopped playing well. He just literally stopped playing well, and I don't know if it's had such a major effect that he's really overthinking everything he's doing, and he's behaving differently on the pitch. But it seems like he's lost his natural ability to play football. He's trying to play football as opposed to playing, you know, and he's overthinking everything, and that's why everything. That's
a good thing that he's a natural ability, because do you remember us talking on WhatsApp, like all of us, like, bro, he's got skills. This boy's got skills. So now,
when we saw him last season, I said to you that this boy eventually will become better defensively than Trent. That's what I said to you. Yeah, and I said just because he seems to have more of a focus on defending at the moment. He can try and mimic Trent all he wants, but he's never going to be that.
But he could do both.
He could be a really good defender, but now he seems like he's rushing that, and I just it's a worry because we're short in that position as well. So,
also, before Leroy comes in, when sometimes you got attacking fullbacks in a team like Liverpool, a top team that has possession. If you haven't got the best defender in the world, sometimes it doesn't matter. Trent's taken a while. Now he's an all-rounder, isn't he? But, you know, you usually you'll take the positives of what he's got, his attributes, which it looked like he would get to the bar line. Like Trent would play around the edge of the box, but this guy was going to the bar line. It looked like he might win his penalties in the future, all this type of stuff. He's not doing anything now. He's not defending, and he's not attacking. He's a young man. Where's his vigor gone? He just looks like, where's his enthusiasm gone?
But Lee, that's what I was going to say. Back onto what Sam was saying about the abuse he got on social media, that could really hurt a young man's career, that kind of abuse that he was getting on social media, can't it, Lee?
Yeah, no, it definitely could. It could definitely hurt him. But then I would expect, the senior players, I'd expect staff, whoever, to obviously get their arm around him and talk him through it. But man, at the end of the day, you're going to get that in games as well. It's not like you're going to get abuse on that. You're going to get abuse on the street. You're going to get abuse wherever you go as a footballer. You're a target while you're a footballer. So it is what it is. I think, to be fair, it's just time. He's young, but you just got to knuckle down and get on with it, like, man. I mean, I had high hopes for him. I still have high hopes for him, in all fairness.
Yeah, we still got. Yeah,
I'm not totally writing him off just yet. It's just the problem for us is that we're in a position where we need you to do at least like 60-70% of your job, because right now it's
so would you guys start him on Tuesday then?
got no choice.
In
He's got
the
no
Ajax
choice. There's
game,
no
innit?
Millie. No Millie, no Trent. So
We'll get to that. Chris Hill's had a good idea. I'll show you guys later.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, it was a rash challenge from Nico Williams, and it's just how much longer can he be this naive kid playing at right back? Do you know what I mean? That's just the question. So he makes the challenge. It's a Stonewall penalty. I don't think there's any Liverpool fan that looked at that and didn't think it wasn't going to be a penalty. But I guess that's where we had a little bit of luck because Alisson went the wrong way, and was it Mope that put it wide?
Mope,
yeah. Then he got injured.
Yeah, Mope puts it wide and he's injured. Yeah, I don't care about it. Well, do you know what? Actually, I say I don't care about his injury, but that might be another muscle injury. That might be down to the stress of the season. Who knows?
Yeah.
Not another player down. You know what I mean, back in Klopp's argument. But anyway, yeah. So
you know what?
We're going at half.
Just quickly on that, Slim. Until United, City, Chelsea, and Tottenham have a similar level of injuries to us, that are all muscle injuries, no one's going to listen. Because at the moment, it seems like, oh, it's Liverpool, it's Liverpool, it's Liverpool. When it happens to those 4 teams, and they've all got 5 players out with muscle injuries, 5, and we've got, 8 or something, yeah, that's when people start to listen. Right now, it just seems like we're renting. And
yeah, it seems like we're just complaining because we're not having it our own way. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, yeah, like I said, first half, lucky to get out of there 0-0. To be fair, do you know what I mean? And I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm grateful for half time and Klopp getting 50 minutes to get into him because it needed shaking up after the first initial 10 minutes or so being good. It just needed shaking up and come out. We made the substitution at halftime, didn't we? We took Nico Williams off and brought Henderson on and pushed Milner at right back. And like we were just saying earlier, it instantly got better, didn't it, Lee? I mean, what guy Jordan Henderson is, isn't he?
You know what? Even you don't know more.
I know, that's why I came to you. But I know you're not Henderson's biggest fan.
but you know what? No, but I've warmed to him in the sense that him coming on and then Millie going into that position, I immediately just thought, flip me, it's going to be a bit of stabilization there now. With stability, there's a bit of stability, and immediately you felt it. Like you immediately felt that, and I was like, yeah.
We were higher up the pitch.
Yeah,
we were winning the ball higher up the pitch. Brighton weren't getting an opportunity to play that ball in behind.
Yeah. Today again. So the start of the second half for me with that, you then saw again the whole like what we were doing sort of in the first half. It was like it was control. We had it, and I felt like they were kind of, we were kind of there now. We're back at the races. We're doing our bit. I don't know if you've got an agenda you want to stick to, but what I then found was obviously I think that chance came to Mane, which he was obviously offside, isn't it?
No. Before you go to that, the goal comes first, doesn't it? So the goal comes first from.
I've jumped my head on myself.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. The goal comes first from Jota, doesn't it? I mean, it was a ball from the left from Robertson I think it was from Robertson. It's from the left into Salah's feet. He plays it first time into Jota, and I think for me, what pleased me was that first time pass. I think what doesn't happen enough is those first time passes into the front three. If you watch the game, you can see the movement. You can see Salah hand up, running across, and nobody's brave enough to gamble and actually play those passes through the lines. Hence why I had a dig at Minamino. But going on, listening to what Paul was saying about him playing more of a number 8 role, that may be wise. But anyway, yeah.
But Slim, but just before the goal, I think he actually got into the box and Milner had the ball and Milner overhit it. I think he really could have played that pass for his talent and how he played against last weekend when he was right. Yeah, or even the week before.
No, Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester. He fisted it way too hard and it was bouncing and Minamino would have been 1-on-1. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And he got frustrated. Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I don't expect those silky passes from Milner anyway. Do you know what I mean? If Milner's going to play a pass that breaks the lines, I expect it to be a maybe overhit, underhit. The percentages of him making a perfect through the line pass, for me personally, from Milner, isn't as high as, say, a Minamino, a Keita, a Shaqiri. Do you know what I mean? I expect more. But anyway, that's the first time the ball was played for me quickly on the edge of the box, and obviously Jota does what he does. He's in a great vein of form. He goes across the box. He sort of reverse shot into the far corner, and I
Great
just love
finish.
that goalkeeper and defender come clattering into each other. And they couldn't stop. I love that. I love it. It just adds to it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 1-0, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm thinking, fuck yes, come on, man. This is what we're about. Finally, let's kick on. And yeah, I think after that he takes off Salah and brings on Mane, and I'm thinking, hold on a minute.
Why did he take Salah off? Guys, speak to me, boys.
I think he's protecting. No?
Gone.
Sorry, Sam. But then you think does no one not think that he might be protecting Salah though in that sense?
You know what? But Leroy, you can protect when you've got a lead to protect. 1-0 is a very dangerous lead when you're playing your makeshift back four. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and it's 1-0.
But what if? I'm just saying it's what ifs because right now it is what ifs because something hasn't happened from it. But I'm saying Salah stays on, yeah.
Okay, and he gets
something
injured.
happens to Salah,
and
then we lose the game 2-1.
Yeah, but what if we lost the game anyway? Look what happened. We were in a commanding position. We dropped to 2 points. So,
but in all fairness, that 2 points dropped 2 points didn't come as a result of how the team played. I felt that kind of come from the fact that we were kind of weathering it. It wasn't like Brighton were actually battering us at that point, and we've allowed this pressure onto us. They've got a lucky call for a pen, which is outrageous. Like, when you get to that, I'm definitely taking centre stage because that put me in such a bad mood yesterday. Yeah.
Hold it. Let's just fast forward a little bit because obviously, all right. So, like I said, great goal, Jota. It's what we've come to expect. Do you know what I mean? What is it like? How many goals? I can't remember the stat. He's got how many goals?
11, 12.
Yeah,
that's
what it is.
He's at the level now where we expect him to score every game or every time he's in front of the goal, which is a nice feeling to have because, you know, it's another threat outside of Salah and Mane. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, great. I'm thinking kick on here now, boys. Do you know what I mean? All right, he's made the substitution. He's protecting Salah. I can understand that. Personally, I would like to win the game before we start protecting players. If he's going to get injured, he's going to get injured, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Fair play.
Yeah. Side note, he's probably protecting him for Ajax on Tuesday. I don't care about the Champions League. Let's just keep the league going. That's the most important thing. Do you know what I mean?
What Slim, are we re-electing this year? Team Clear Run.
Yeah, hashtag Team Clear Run, man. Like, seriously, like it's lovely to win the Champions League, and it only becomes important to me when you get to the latter stages. Like, do you know what I mean? Other than that, can't be bothered. For me, Klopp fumbled the ball on Tuesday against Atalanta. He should have played the strongest team, won the game, and then changed it. He had 5 substitutions midweek. He could have taken off his 5 best players and would have been good. But anyway, again, then on to the Mane chance. Free kick from Robertson, Mane, salmon in the air. Do you know what I mean? With that fucking drawback that's still in Africa and he's in Liverpool. I'm thinking great header. Then immediately, again, it's offside, innit? All right, cool, innit? Cool. Like you said, Lee, we're kind of weathering the storm. There's not too much coming for Brighton. Then that incident. Take it away, my brother.
Oh, right. So, yeah, the pen. So, it's that mad that it's like, to me, I was struggling when I see the referee doing all this, I'm thinking, what for? Well, it must be a free kick for us then, because I can't even understand where this has come from. Then they replayed this thing, and I'm looking at how it is, and it's like the reaction from Welbeck here is late, delayed. His team around him look like him like, are you an idiot? And so they're all running back. And then next minute, it's a penalty. I'm saying, are we really? Once I saw the ref going over,
you knew
it's a wrap.
Yeah.
He's going to see that little touch on my man's foot, and it's going to be a pen. Now, if that's what it's come to now, if that is where we're at, for me, football is dead. Like, it is actually dead now. Seriously, it's going to take to happen to everyone else before they take this into thing, because this is silly.
I'm sure it has happened to everyone by now. Do you know what I mean? But for me, even if it, as a side note, it could have been a pen. I've seen them given, but the main thing is the review. It shouldn't have been called back because that wasn't a clear and obvious error.
No.
It wasn't a clear and obvious error because it's a 50. He's looked at it and he's thought. He's obviously looked. You know, he hasn't seen it, or he's looked at it and thought, yeah, whatever, coming together. And now you're telling me that they've gone in his ear and said, oh no, that's a real big mistake you've made, because that could be. You can also not give it as a penalty, can you? You could
Yeah.
also not get it. I mean, you couldn't. That's not an obvious mistake that you have to bring it back. How can
More
you bring
time,
that back?
You know what?
If
More
you
time
don't-
I see it as they
if
just
you
want to
don't-
make entertainment. That's it.
Yeah,
what they want
maybe
to
it's
do.
an excuse to use it.
What are you
Right,
saying, Sam? Say again.
Sorry.
It's not so much the fact that he had the chance to give it or not give it. He's been told to have a look by somebody potentially on the day is actually superior to him because they've got the support of video evidence, right? So he's been told by someone who's seen it 3 or 4 times already in those few seconds, go and have a look at that, mate. And he's like, oh shit, like, what have I done? And so straight away he thinks he's made a mistake. He's not being told it's a penalty. He's been told to go and have a look at it. So that seed of doubt, of course, he's going to change his mind. And so it's like as soon as they mentioned the review, I didn't even wait for him to even think about going to the screen. I knew it was a penalty. I knew it was because as soon as they mention a review in those type of situations, it's going to put pressure on the referee to make an alternative decision. And so I think the thing that really wound me up was I believe that sort of instance will happen in another game and it won't even be referred because whoever the VAR is that day won't feel like there's a mistake, won't feel like it's a potential penalty. Or furthermore, the person who got that little nick on their toe won't make a big deal of it and won't go down. And so the inconsistency for me there is what my issue is. So it could have been given, if it was given, whatever, innit? But I guarantee we're going to have an instance where that happens and nothing happens at all. And
let's look at the incident. Try to look at the incident objectively. Yeah, is it a penalty? I'm gonna come to you, Paul, and you tell me yes or no, and tell me why you say yes or no.
Oh no, sorry, I can't give you a yes or no because I think I've seen them given. You know, when people go to boot the ball away sometimes, and a defender and a striker might jump in and turn their back, like it's bouncing in the box and it hits them. They might get kicked in the arse and they go oh, and they fall down or get kicked in the. You know, it might even be a brush. So you've seen them given, but that wasn't such an error by the ref that he has to have another look because that's just a 50-50 for me.
Okay, what about yourself, Lee?
No, not a penalty. And the reason for it is where the ball is and how Robinson actually it's slightly mistimed in the way he thinks. But if you look at that, the ref looking at that, I think he's seen it as he's kicked the ball and he's kicked a little bit of my man's toe or something. That's how he's seeing it. Is they've both kind of gone for it and that's it. I can't understand if you're gonna go back and look at that like under a microscope to go actually. He's kicked his foot first before he's kicked the ball. That's not a clear and obvious thing. So to me, it's not a pen. Basically what I'm saying is, if that was a pen for us, I promise you, I would be saying that's a soft pen, and we got a touch. That's what I would be saying. They know that they got a touch. Apparently, some of the Brighton players were like, that wasn't a pen. These are men that play football at the highest level for how long, and now you're getting penalties like that. It's a joke, bro. People call for penalties for anything. But anyway, your question was pen. Yes, it's a pen. And that's my reasons for why it's not a pen, sorry. And that's why it shouldn't have been given. Nonsense, man.
Leroy's up. Wow. I mean, don't get me wrong, like we're all pissed off, even though I'm smiling, but Leroy, that was a passionate argument, man. I love that. Go on, Sam. Pen or no pen for you?
Let me throw it back for you, Slim. If Welbeck doesn't react, does the review happen?
No.
Yes,
So okay, fair enough.
Nice.
I'm inclined to agree with both of you because I just feel like there's not enough not enough contact for him to go down. Like there's always in football, there's going to be clash of feet, slight legs. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean a foul or a penalty, and I don't understand why VAR officials feel they need to take center stage.
Slim, just to go on to your point there, like we got VAR now, and we know there's been a debate now for about 4, 5, 6 years that When you see a player get pulled, they drop down, don't they? Now, how can you drop if you're being pulled, for example? You see them die, and even now, when you watch the football without the sound and without the crowds, they sound hilarious, don't they? When they're screaming, "Hey!" Like, and well, you've just been touched. Do you know what I mean? So you've got the VAR now. Why are we not clearing up diving, or why are we not taking it a little bit further? And it might not be a dive, but son, how can you go down? You've just been touched.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's got to be sorted out.
You're 100% right. I think if you're looking at that via VAR, you should be able to see that he's got a delayed touch.
Exactly.
I mean, he's got a touch and he's got delayed reaction and he's gone down. And I think
so. There's contact, but how are you going down?
I think we said this before. I think I've said it before. I think in order to stop diving, referees need to get onto things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And the overreactions and stuff like that. And if they get onto things like that and start booking players and players are missing games, then shit like what Welbeck done doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? Then it's not a penalty. So yeah, man. Overall, no penalty for me at all. But obviously, if they give it as a penalty, they get the penalty and it gets Brighton back in the game in the 90-something minute. And I'll be honest with you. Hold on 1 second. My door. 1 second. 1 second.
What kind of unprofessional swine is this?
It's food. If he comes back with a KFC, I'm gonna be fuming.
He just had his Chicago something already. So
it's extra food.
Hey, listen, I can hear you now. It's my family. It's my family. I don't know. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, like I was saying. So I'll be honest with you. Yeah, like I'm a hardened Liverpool fan in the sense that like I absolutely love my team, but that VAR decision, I had to turn it off. It literally drained me. After that, I was just like, I felt like I was done with football.
Like,
in that moment, I was done with football. I was like, forget a podcast. Like, I'm just done with this football, this VAR thing. You know what I mean? Bit of time to think about it and calm down. Obviously, here we are today. But, yeah, man, it upset me. But overall, 1-1. And as always with the early kickoff, it's just sours your mood for the rest of the weekend, especially when two of your closest rivals are playing after you and can now leapfrog you and put, not daylight, but just a little tiny chink of light between you. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking the Chelsea Spurs game, which was played today. So obviously, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm just sitting there. I'm just saying, man, I can't wait for this game, man. I need the correct result. Now, Chelsea Spurs, what would be the correct result? What would have been the correct result for you guys, man?
Always was going to be a draw for me.
Yeah, draw.
I
wanted a 1-1 draw. I don't want clean sheets and all that stuff. I want people to look like they can be scored against. But yeah, 1-1 would have been perfect for me.
Well, lucky for us, that game was finished. What was it, an hour ago? And the score was 0-0. And I have to give props to Prophet Sam, because me and Sam had a conversation in the week, and he was saying a game like that on paper that looks like it should be excellent, the goals, whatever, always tends out to be a bore draw. And I'm not saying it was a bore draw, but it was definitely a Mourinho masterclass today, weren't it?
Yeah, I suppose it was. And I mean, me and Eastleigh have been on TalkSport a few times. I was blessed being in a studio with Darren Lewis, and I remember saying that I hated Mourinho. Then I said, I'll stop actually, because hate's a strong word, and it's just football. But there was a time with his moaning, and he was obviously at United, scum, and moaning about players when he bought the 2 centre backs, and then a season later wanted 2 more centre backs, and I was like, this guy just wants money. I'm quite fond of him again from back in the day, because he's had to humble himself, I think. And he's doing a job similar to a Leicester, a Liverpool, who are looking at their net spend and scouting well. And they look decent. And what's funny, when the game finished, I actually thought that both teams would probably gain a little bit of confidence from that result, even though it was 0-0, because it was quite technical. It was tactical, and all the players seemed to know what they were doing. And I think Chelsea now, I will take them more seriously than I did before, because the goalie looks good. Thiago Silva looks comfortable now. Zuma's a different player when he's with Silva. And then on the flip side, Tottenham have obviously got a Mourinho defensive type of coach with some flair up front. So we need to get some players back because I think these two will be in there. And I think shout out to Ryan in the group. We were talking about like Chris was saying, we're still the best team, which I believe, especially when we've got full strength. And he doesn't believe Chelsea are a great team. But this could be a season where a team that's not great could win the league. Do you know what I mean? A lot of top points to be dropped.
Fair enough. Good shot there, Paul. After seeing that game today, Lee, who would you tip as the closest title? Is that the right words to say? The closest title contender? Who would you tip the one out of Chelsea and Tottenham, the one to worry about more?
People, you know what? Allow me. The reason I'm laughing, yeah. Our engineer Sam, yeah. He said, Arsenal. Arsenal.
Oh yeah. When we were talking about what we're going to talk about today.
Listen. Let Sam defend himself. Tell him what you said, Sam.
I said, are we going to talk about Arsenal as potential top four? There's a lot of Arsenal guys that interested. Like, I'm trying to bring them in, and you lot were crying. Like, you crying.
Well, as it stands, yeah, if Arsenal want to be considered anywhere near title contenders, they need to be putting teams like Wolves to the sword, and it's currently 0-0. Like 13 minutes gone in the first half of that game because it's on at the minute. But yes, Arsenal, you're nowhere near us. You're nowhere near Chelsea, Tottenham. Like, you stay back there, and when you reach levels, we'll involve you in this conversation.
I tried to bring you into the podcast. These guys were not having it. I tried to bring you into the conversation, but obviously it's not that time. All right? I'm sorry.
Where?
Going back to the question, people may laugh at me, but for me, I think City have to be considered. Have to be. I just think it's crazy for anyone to write them off.
All right, a lot of people are saying that, but you're only considering City for what they've done in the past. You're not like let's take it on the now. Let's not think of City that won it, Centurions and all of that. Yeah, because we know that was a great City side. The Manchester City side being put out now, are they at the required level to challenge for the title?
Yeah. Possibly. Well, not even possibly. Yes, I agree with you, Paul. Reason being is those boys have got the staying power. I think, Spurs have got Mourinho in there. But when I look at their team, who in that team has actually really chased for a title? And I'm not having it when Spurs guys try and tell me the season when they ended up third in a 2-horse race. I'm not having it. What kind of nonsense? What nonsense is that? Huh? I'm not having it. Not having it. And then going to Chelsea, like obviously Lampard's the man. He's done it. He's got the t-shirt. But again, that's got to be it within the team itself. That kind of thing, and that's where I think us and City are strong. We had the biggest the pill to swallow when we lost out by a point.
Chelsea have a few leaders, I think. They've got a few. Kante, Thiago Silva, Aspilicueta, and I would say Giroud as well, the way he's performing off the bench. I'm not bigging him up. I'm just looking at the way this crazy world is and this crazy football season is, and you just need to pick up points and just be diligent. You could easily win the league. I don't think there'll be 12 points difference between first and sixth this season.
No, definitely not. I don't think so. But listen, Manchester City blew Burnley away 5-0, but that's their Man City. They usually thrash Burnley. That's like a public holiday for them. Do you know what I'm
Ritual.
saying? But I don't think the levels they're playing at. I don't think they're at the required level to, at the minute, I don't think at the level that they should be for title contenders.
But are you judging Slim? Are you judging them on just the City you know? Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm judging them on how they performed in the 9 games so far in the Premier League. If that was anybody else other than Man City, you'd be like, I mean, where are they on the table?
How many points are down now then?
They're 9th in the table, and they are 6 points off of the top spot with a game in hand. Now,
that's nothing then, is it?
Their game in hand is 3 points, but the games they've been playing and the games they've lost, they haven't looked like Man City of old. I think like you look at them and you look, I think they're missing. They're
missing
lost
David Silva, aren't they?
They lost
100%.
Company. They lost David Silva. They've lost Fernandinho. For me, they've lost that core that made them as good as what they were, with the rest of them sprinkled around. Personally,
but just saying that, even if they was like I say, they're if you're not played that well this season and you're judging them on 9 games, yeah, you got to look at it and think, well, they're still well within touching distance. Do you know what I mean?
No, they are. They are, of course. But what I'm saying is, everybody else is yet to pick up the levels. For argument's sake, we haven't picked up our level yet. Our level, we're not at the top yet, are we? Yeah.
No.
You say Spurs haven't got anyone in the team that's won the league before, but they've got Mourinho. He's a born winner. He knows how to win the league. He knows what it takes to win the league. Spurs went out. They're in the Europa League. They went out on Thursday with 11 changes or 10 changes. Yeah. So they can rest the players. Yeah. They rest the whole squad. Yeah. So they've got Mourinho. Chelsea have got the talent. And they've got the manager, Frank Lampard, who knows what it takes to win the league. They've got the talent. And they're playing at the required level that you could see where they might be a bit of a problem. I'm just saying, City's level for me has dropped off. Now, we know they're great players and a great team. But for me, for now, even though it's 9 games and it's early, their level has dropped off. And by the time they pick it up, if you're not in and amongst it, it could be too late. You can't win the league. You can't win the league at this time of the year, but you can damn well lose it, mate. And that's just my opinion. Sam, I'm going to come to you and ask you, out of Chelsea and Tottenham after today's game, which one of you looks like the bigger title threat?
Obviously, I shouted at Chelsea last week as who I thought were going to be our biggest threat this season. I ain't going to change my mind, but based off today, Tottenham looks a bigger threat. I've seen it now, and Chelsea have obviously played us, they've played United, and they've played Spurs, and they've not even scored a goal. And I'm sort of thinking, well, if they can't take points off their title rivals or their top 4 rivals, that's not going to be enough, because you can't win all the other games against the lesser teams and not win the big games to be a proper title contender. So today kind of was a little bit of a test for them, and for me, they didn't really pass because Tottenham outplayed them for the majority of the game. Tottenham are going to be dangerous.
I don't think they outplayed them. I don't think Tottenham outplayed them.
No, I didn't outplay them.
Tottenham were more of a threat. Let me say, Tottenham looked like they had more of a threat going forward. And I thought Tottenham would score if anyone was going to score. I didn't think Chelsea were going to score. They just don't look today. They just didn't look like they had it in them to actually score a goal. And I don't know. For me, they've got so much talent, and that's what's swaying me to make me think that they can actually do something. But if they're not
got a lot of talent, they've got a lot of talent in that team.
The big games, I can't really see how they're going to last the distance.
Do you know what it is, Sam? One issue they got is obviously Lampard's still learning. Second issue is his resistance to play, I think, Giroud. I'm not sure why he doesn't play him, because I think you're better off.
Tammy had some glorious chances today. That kid James put in a couple peachy
and Tammy's the misses Terry missed were they were like a striker was just not fully committed. Those 2 headers, he's got. I like Tammy Abraham, but he was missing a bit there. Obviously, Giroud is an older guy, and Werner looks like they might want to get him into the league before they put him up front. But Lampard, if they want to, make it easy for themselves, because if we look at it objectively, they've got bags of talent at the moment, and they're young and vibrant. So they should be scoring goals. He needs to choose what he's going to do up front. If I was the coach, I would put Werner up front and put Abrahams and thing on the bench, and obviously get Pulisic fit. When Pulisic is on form, he's one of the scariest players I've seen in a while.
We came on today for Werner, did Pulisic.
You got to be playing. I would be like Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, and Werner in the middle all day long. That's the 3 best attacking players they've got.
What were you going to say, Lee? You look like you were going to say something.
Nah. You know what? Paul was just touching it. For me, there was I'd say there was at least 4 or 5 balls put in by that lad at Chelsea. That thing, yeah. And I just felt that if that was Giroud, minimum of 2 of those are going bang on target. If not, 2 goals. Seriously, there was one that was on his right there. I just felt he almost shied away from it. They gave him the benefit of the doubt and said he tried to glance it in, but really and truly, as a forward myself, mate, that ball coming in at that height for you, leave it out, mate. That is.
Let me give you a quick anecdote, boys. Before, just as like a general thing I've noticed about the youth system. Our youth system now, Sam will know. They're brilliant. All the boys can play in different positions. They're getting coached the right way. They're technical. Like, say what you like about someone like Mason Mount. He's talented, and that's it. It looks like practice. Do you know what I mean? Same as Hudson-Odoi, all these type of boys and Liverpool players, blah blah blah. But one thing that does miss with some of them, and Sam will know this, and Sam will know that when your kids are around the academy system, whatever, the coaches always warn that it's the player you don't think will make it that will make it, and they've usually got something inside them that you can't just be taught with the technicals they do 2, 3, 4 times a week, and that's that killer instinct. And as a brother, I want Tammy Abraham to do well, but I've got a feeling he hasn't got that killer instinct, and that's actually lucky for us, because if Chelsea want to hang around and not buy another striker or play Werner, they probably won't pick up the required points. Do you know what I mean?
I see where you. I did wonder where you were going with that, Paul. But that's
sorry, yeah.
I get it. We took a few lefts and rights, but we got there.
Yeah. So
that's true. Just quickly on that, I think Giroud is the better striker. Obviously, he's been around the block a bit more, and he knows the back of the net. Things in the air, he's more than likely. Leroy's right, and I think the chances that Tammy had today, Giroud puts one of them where at least. But also as well, I think Chelsea got Mourinho today. I think Tottenham were very organised, very disciplined. They knew their roles, they knew what to do, and they did it well. And I think Mourinho's looked at it. They've got Arsenal next week, and they've got us at Anfield coming up soon as well. I'm not sure, it's pretty soon as well. So I think he's looking at the fixtures as a whole, and he's just said, you know what, away, one of our fiercest rivals. Let's take the point. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, but Slim. Another thing about I've just finished this bit off. Tottenham, if they lose Kane gets injured every season, doesn't he? 6, 7, 8 weeks facts. What do they do when he's lost?
No,
when he's not around.
All right, cool. And Sam made the point to me in the week. He said, was it Sam said it? Anyway, I can't be sure, but there was someone else actually. But they were saying it's going to be interesting when the other teams get the injuries that we have. When the other teams start picking up the injuries, it's going to be interesting to see what happens then. And I guess they will have to cope. If Kane gets injured, we're going to see their minerals and if they're really title contenders. Because like I said before, with the amount of injuries we have this season, we are almost playing carefree football, because I don't think if we don't win the league, retain the title this season, people are going to be saying much because of our injuries. But if we do, no one will be able to say anything to us ever again to manage with these injuries. So let's see how the other teams cope. I mean, I had a Spurs fan say to me, he wants all of our players fit, because if they win the league, he wants to win it, and he doesn't want any team to have an excuse. Do you know what I mean? He wants to say, you had your best team and we still won it. But
is he in a position to be debating tailor-made title wins? Like, you just want to win the title, then, eh? Jeez.
But that's what I said to him. I said, as an outsider, if you're Spurs, you must just want to win a trophy, whatever it is. And I mean, if you could win the biggest trophy in the Premier League, and you're happy. But you know, these Spurs fans, man, they live on a different planet. You know what I mean? But yeah, well, overall, like I said, it was Chelsea Spurs. It was a 0-0 draw, which means we're joint top, second by virtue of goal difference, which I think makes our result not too bad, and makes the weekend a lot happier. A little quick side note, since we're talking about other teams, I don't know how that fucking shit side for Manchester managed to claw back from 2-0 down, but Southampton pissed me off. You know what I mean, they're off the Christmas card list now. But yeah, table's still looking healthy, and I think hopefully, who have we got next in the league? So I know we've got Ajax on Tuesday. Who we got in the league next? Wolves, yeah. Yeah. Home. Yeah, that's not a nice game, man. We need some players back, man. We need Trent back badly.
Do we have anyone coming back?
Not that I'm aware of. But guys, if you tune into the preview show, we'll have all of the team news before the next Premier League game. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you look out for that. Guys, time is up. That's it. You know what I'm saying? About to wrap this up. Flipping. Been your boy Slim as always. And of course, today, Bajan Bruce with us.
Bajan Bruce in the building, man.
Professor Paul with the teachings as always.
Peace out. Peace out.
And guys, Engineer Sam's about to wrap this up and do his thing and put this on the internet, out there on the YouTube for all of y'all.
Yes, people. Till next time.
Listen, don't forget, guys, man, do all that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe, tell your mum, your nan, your aunt, your dog, your frog, whatever. Till the next time, people. We out, man.